Hi, I'm Jale, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs for the month of December 2019. We're going to start off with channeling some information via spirit in order to gauge the themes, sort of certain things you can expect to see. We're going to be using some tarot cards, obviously for more insight, more depth. Today I'm going to be using the Akashic Tarot guide, the Akashic Tarot guide. I don't know what I'm saying now. The Akashic Tarot cards by Sharon Ann Klingler and Sandra Ann Taylor. And then we're going to be going into Oracle cards, if I can still speak by that point, to confirm outcomes. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to link to Spirit. And I don't know why, but I'm already really giddy. So this is, I already feel like that we've got the good vibes going here. So let's link to Spirit. Let's see what they're all giggling as well, so no wonder I'm sat here like a wally, can't even speak. Right, okay, let's see what they want to bring forward now for you guys. For Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising and all Venus signs for the month of December 2019, last month of the 2010s. We're going into 2020. We're in for a heck of a ride, I'm being told, so this is going to be interesting. Right, let's see what they want to say. Okay, it's interesting because I'm hearing don't count yourself out, and then I'm also hearing don't count your chickens. I feel like we are in for some surprises here, because it's like, on one hand, if you have felt that your needs have been put behind others and you haven't been able to express yourself, this is going to come to the forefront this month if it hasn't already. And also, it's like where I'm kind of reading into the don't count your chickens, I'm reading that as nothing is guaranteed. So because of that, it's a bit of a free-for-all. That's how I'm reading that energy, which essentially means surprises. And because of that very high vibrational positive energy that they're kind of giving me, it makes me believe that it's good. So I'm already excited. I'm really happy for you guys. Oh, I'm also hearing a clean break. A clean break. Fresh starts, clean breaks. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. So don't guarantee anything. Don't expect anything, I feel. Because, again, it could be that they're going to switch things up. Now, I'll be really honest with you. If I was using a traditional tarot, and I might do that in a bit, just to kind of solidify, confirm this information, I keep feeling like I want to say the Wheel of Fortune is very much amongst this energy that I'm picking up on. And as you know, Wheel of Fortune is very much about tides being turned, you know, destiny, fate, fortune, things that are changing, things that are meant to change, divine timing, you know. So clean sweep. It's like something, it's like I'm sort of seeing this energy of, I'm seeing a house that's having wind being blown through it almost as a cleansing process, and then everything is being cleansed out. So, and obviously the house resonating and being about the self. So there's something here that's very multifaceted that is going to really kind of cleanse everything. And I feel like it's not just in one area. And again, it could be that you've got a very solid plan that you're trying to adhere to. But with this kind of cleansing energy, it's like there's a renewal, but it's not an expected renewal. It's something that is positive, but will change the state of play. Okay? Don't count yourself out. Okay, so don't forget, sometimes when these kind of changes happen, we can kind of look at it and think, wow, that's kind of a lot to deal with. How am I going to get through this? There's a lot going on. Again, don't count yourself out. It means you're capable of moving through this. I'm also feeling like one or two of you have had a real hard slog going on and going through certain motions. I'm hearing career, things that have been unexpected being thrown into the path, obstacles, challenges. We are meandering through that now in order to get to the other side, and in order to work through it. Rather than jumping over it, it's about working through it, moving through it, transitioning through it, clearing it, you know. Because sometimes when we're going around things, we're not really dealing with them. But I feel like you guys are going to be dealing with them, but it's in a good way. It's going to help. There's something very karmic going on as well. I'm hearing money. I just keep hearing money, unexpected money. And obviously we've got celebration of Christmas. If you are celebrating that, New Year, it's more than just that. It could be that you're getting a bit of an increase with your paycheck this month that you may not have been expecting. This is the kind of energy I'm getting here. Unexpected. Just listening to what my guide's saying here. Yeah, it's like an unexpected windfall, and I can't guarantee that for all of you, just an FYI. But there is a feel of that. I want to say maybe 10% of you guys, based on what I'm reading. Right, cards. Okay, so let's go on to the cards. Got some new decks, so we're going to try and... Sorry, I've just moved the whole webcam there. Let's see, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs, please, Spirit, for the month of December 2019, Aquarius. What can you tell us? What can they expect to be seeing, witnessing, going through, happening? What's going to happen here? And it's interesting because with the Akashic Tarot, it is very much based on the Akashic Records, which is, not sure if you're aware, but an energy form that is all that ever has been, ever will be. We're tapping into some very kind of collective energy here that hopefully will provide deeper insight for you. So let's have a look. Aquarius, please, Spirit, what can you tell us? December 2019, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Something about music. Someone's going through something about music. I can see someone writing some music. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please, for the month of December. Okay, here we go. Right, we've got Caught in the Ruins. Okay, what situation are you currently in at the moment that is on an outdated pattern of behavior, negative thought form, self-sabotage? Are you in a relationship that is essentially restricting your energy, is not allowing you to kind of be yourself? Is not, sorry, this webcam, I am going to get a new webcam in the new year. I've just been investing in tarot decks because, just for you guys, but I am going to invest in a new webcam in the new year. I promise, this webcam's ridiculous. Oh, here we go. We're going to get there slowly here. Let's see. Nope, still don't want to show them. What is going on? Let's see if this is ever going. It's essentially two people in a cage with a roof that isn't there. Okay, so it's essentially saying what is outdated in your life that is currently affecting you. Okay, now I feel like if this is not a relationship, people that are holding you back in terms of where you're meant to be going, it's going to come down to you in terms of what negative self-belief, what negative self-sabotaging behavior are you carrying that is essentially, before your blessings come in, you're blocking. Okay, and I can already feel, trigger warning. People are going to listen to that and be like, who do you think you are? Well, I will sit here and tell you now, I'm not perfect and I have the same things as everyone else, you know? Otherwise I wouldn't be here. So what self-sabotaging belief system is stopping you progressing? And I'll give you an example. Love. Do you usually have a very strong pattern of behavior that the outcomes are usually tending to be the same? And you'll know if this is you because if you look at a certain area of your life, okay, what patterns do you continuously carry through into your life, into your waking life? Okay, if your love life is where you'll always get to a point where you go, you know, you develop a relationship and then there's no follow through, is that your own self-sabotaging behavior that's causing it? Because I know I do it. I continuously do it. It's something I'm very aware of and I'm working on. Okay, I mean, it's embarrassing for me to admit, but, you know, I'm a real human being, believe it or not. So, okay. So we need to identify this. If you haven't already identified yours, and again, if it's not down to you, what limiting behavior are, because this is the thing, usually as above, so below, as within, so without, usually it is down to the self because it's then reflected in our environment. We mirror people. We attract people of the same vibration, okay? So if you are having this within you, the likeliness is you are having this in your environment. I know, shock horror, isn't it? And okay, we can sit and blame other people and go, yeah, they're not doing this for me, they're not doing that for me. Well, it's interesting because usually I find that spirit bring these people to us so they can see, you can see your own behavior in action for you to understand fully and for you to then resolve so you can stop that behavior. They're not doing it as a punishment system because you're not worthy. There could be a pattern or an inner voice that you have where you've already deemed yourself subconsciously not worthy. and then all of these other actions are playing out. This is probably one of the main things. We need to identify this. Now, again, I feel like this is not going to be for all of you, but in terms of what is the main block, I feel like this is one of them. And it's like, you could have been sat there thinking, I want to go into 2020 with this. Okay, now if you've clicked on this video and I'll tell you this now, if you clicked on this video and before you started watching it, you thought, I really want this as my goal to be, you know, manifested in this year, next year, and I want to see if December's going to contribute to that. It could be that because of this display of behavior or this inner voice or this pattern of behavior or this, you know, this self-sabotaging situation, that is the one thing that needs to be recalibrated in order for you to move forward and to reach your goals. Okay. And the reason I say that is we do have a solar eclipse on the 26th, which is Jupiter, Mercury, South Node, South Node, Sun, Moon, and Pluto and Saturn all in Capricorn. Okay. Now with Mercury, which is communication, thought forms, the mind, change. Jupiter, which is usually luck. The Sun, which is usually the masculine. The Moon, which is usually the feminine. We've got Saturn, which is usually about an expansion or karma sometimes. Pluto, which is about regeneration. And the South Node, which is about karma. There is a massive recalibration going on. And essentially, I mean, look, first off, we've got obviously the new moon that's coming up. Is it the new moon or the full moon? The full moon that's coming up on the 12th of December, 11th or 12th, depending on where you are. This is going to there's going to be a lot of very edgy, very kind of strong, masculine, dynamic, very kind of aggressive, fiery energy. So first off, just be aware that is possibly going to be around you. And just if you have people around you that are usually very easily triggered, just be aware that there's a lot of aggressiveness going on. So just just be a bit careful, you know, what you're saying around those people at that time, because if they're usually very easily triggered, it could be that they lash out on you, and obviously we don't want that. We'd rather you be, you know what I mean, you're out of the way of all that. So that's the first thing. And then obviously with the solar eclipse on the 26th of December, it's because all the planets are in Capricorn, and you've got that South Node as well, which is, this is a heck of a lot of karma that's being brought up to the surface here in order to be released, right? And usually when that happens, it's usually very much around us. Now, I feel like because this card has been given, it's a bit of a to be forewarned is to be forearmed, so that you can do a little bit of work. Because not only that, but obviously when we get into January, we've got Uranus going direct, which is usually about progressiveness, is about unexpected changes, is about the unknown. It's like the rebel energy. Then we've got Lilith that is then going to conjunct. Lilith is the wounded feminine, and we've got Chiron, which is the wounded healer. Lilith is about to transition into Aries for the first time in goodness knows how long. We're talking maybe hundreds of years, okay? But it's going to conjunct Chiron, all right? Which is going to bring all kinds of energies up. So this is, I feel, a bit of a kind of insight between now and then. And this is going to happen with the Chiron, the Lilith between the 10th, and Uranus between the 10th and the 20th of January. Okay, yes, I'm going to cover it for next month. Yes, we'll probably go into more depth with that, with the other pick card readings that I'll be doing this month. But this is a bit of an insight for you guys just to be aware of. Now, again, you could sit there and go, I've worked through all of my negative patterns of behavior. I'm very much aware of what kind of things I'm operating on. Congratulations, you're a better human being than I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I know I mean, look, the subconscious is, you know, it's a vast field. You know, this is about doing the shadow work. This is about really embracing that shadow side. We are light and dark. We do have shadow elements to ourselves that we need to be integrating and working through. And this is part of it. It's the inner voice. It could be inner child work. So have a look into that. You'll know what patterns. And again, it could be you can't hold a job down, or you haven't found the right job. What is your negative thought process, your self-sabotaging belief system, your self-sabotaging actions, behavior contribute to this, which means to move forward into 2020, this needs to be reviewed, okay? Because they're saying it's very important. It's so massively important, because don't forget the symbology of this is you're in a cage, and we don't want you in that cage. We want you free. You know, we are infinite beings that are in this meat suit, and within the earthly realms, you know, we do have, obviously, unfortunately, our bodies have certain limitations usually. So We need to free ourselves up, okay, in order for you. And I feel like this could also be a theme moving through next year, because the energy feels very expansive with this. It feels like, it's like they're showing me a ball of string that you're picking on. This is the first part that you're unraveling, and then it's going to lead you to higher leveling up, higher vibrational energies, but also more manifestation ability. Because you guys are very expansive anyway. As an Aquarius, you're usually very able to sort of, you're very visionary, you're very much a humanitarian energy. We need you, you know. We've obviously just had Jupiter go into Capricorn, which is, we're going to see a lot of greed next year. I'm not going to lie to you, until December of next year, when Jupiter moves into Aquarius, which is going to be a rebalance of energies, of wealth distribution. There's something about you that we need to unleash and let go and kind of free up energetically, in order for this to be realized, in order for you to do some very solid work, especially this time next year. And I'm just hearing the onus is on you. So if you're getting a lot of more humanitarian energies that are coming to the forefront, maybe charity work, maybe dealing with the masses in terms of broader kind of directive or expansive nature that is going to improve the lives of everybody. Because I feel like you guys are going to really resonate with this. And if you don't, that's fine. This is going to be probably for the majority of you. This is where we start from, and it's going to be, if you haven't already, because maybe you're already doing it, and if that's the case, awesome, you guys already know the information, that's brilliant. It's just a reaffirmation from Spirit to say this is where to begin. It could have been that you have also been a bit lost or felt a little bit out of sorts, and you're not really, because there's a lot going on, you know. Don't forget, with Aquarius and now all these planets in essentially the sign before you, which again, if maybe Aquarius is in your ascendant, then this would be all these planets in the 12th house. The 12th house is about your subconscious. This is about very much the shadow elements that are needing to be integrated and in order to be worked through, which means this could really resonate with you, but that's why they want to bring it forward, because it's the key. I'm hearing this is the key. Okay. You want me to they're saying carry on. Okay. Now, interestingly, the other card that came out with it is the Scribe. Okay. Now, the Scribe in very ancient kind of traditional cultures and in, you know, sort of religious areas, these people, these scribes, would have been very much the historians, the sort of theologians, the philosophers that keep records of absolutely everything. Okay. These were the people that would have translated and channeled information and been a hub of information to record that in order to pass it on to various sources. Okay. Now, because these two cards came out together, it could be that, because this could also be about learning. Okay. This can also be about learning about history, learning about philosophy, learning about theology, learning about spiritual belief systems, in order to then translate that outwards. But because these two cards came out together, I feel like the key is to unlock that shadow pattern that maybe is holding you back, in order to progress and level up for the Scribe. And again, it doesn't have to be writing. It can be any communication that you're channeling information via. It could be music. It could be, you know, it doesn't have to be the written word. It could be cooking. You know, it's anything that you're communicating via. But it's about learning, higher learning. It reminds me very much of Sagittarian energy. You know, that very much that philosophical, that kind of historic. It's like you're going to be a hub of information. But in order to hold that information, we need to clear the old out. Because obviously, to have that kind of high vibrational channeling energy, first of all, we need to release any outdated patterns or behaviours in order to make space. And secondary, we need a leveling up process. And I feel like this is going to be the key, which is the caught in the ruins. Okay, so release the old. All right, release anything that is not serving you, is outdated. Let's have a look. What else? What else can you tell us, please? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus signs for December 2019. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. December 2019, Spirit. What other information, insight, guidance can you give? What can you expect to see? I'm going to pull some more cards from other decks in a minute. Aquarius. I feel like they want me to use another deck. They're saying yes. Yeah, okay. Let's go with the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. The Oracle deck by John Holland. Another new deck. Let's see. This is going to be more along the relationships within our lives. The people within our lives. The love scenarios. Insight into that, okay? So, let's see. For Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus signs, please, for the month of December 2019. Insight, guidance, clarity, information. Can you give us, please? Aquarius, December 2019. Can you tell us, please, what's going to happen for Aquarians? Thank you. Alright, here we go. Right. Okay, so this is the Four of Swords. I think this is the Four of Swords. This is just breathe, okay? So take some time out to reconnect with yourself. I'm seeing we need you to come back within. Very sort of introspective energy here, very meditative energies in order to recalibrate and realign with yourself, with your higher self, with your core, with your nomadic self, in order to channel that information, in order to understand this information that's being transmitted, channeled to you. There's something very starseed about this, okay? This is very kind of starseed energy here. It's like you're going to have an upgrade where there's going to be an element of yourself that maybe you haven't recognized, but you're going to recognize it, and it's like a mirroring. It could be that, again, with the first card we pulled, where there's going to be encounters, situations, environments that are going to be brought to you, and it could be potentially triggering for you, but it's about that core kind of pattern that needs to be looked at. So just, again, I feel like they're telling you just to be aware that this could well be mirrored through external influences, and just make sure that you are coming back to the self in order to really analyze that and to understand that it's meant to help rather than to sort of frustrate and wind you up. Because it's saying just breathe. This is about very much centering yourself, centering your energy, especially via expression, okay? Blue especially is the throat chakra. Swords are usually the kind of mind, but this feels to me like just be aware of how people are communicating via you. Is it a test? Is it something for you to acknowledge that maybe is unresolved within yourself, okay? Here we go. We've also got the Ace of Swords, win or lose. Okay, so usually the Ace of Swords is about clarity, is about truth being spoken. And again, there's something egoic about this. And again, I had a few comments about, well, oh, how dare you? I don't have an ego. It's not my ego. This isn't about the ego. Well, actually, I've got an ego. I mean, as far as I'm aware, we're all human beings. We all have egos. It's about how you utilize them. It doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be like we all have egos. I don't know how better to explain than that. But we do. It's just about how we just need to be in balance. This is about having a balance. You know what I mean? Like this. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, Google it. Google. You know. In fact, not Google. What's that other one that's a bit less? I've got issues with Google because I feel like they always put the things at the top and you're like, oh, why are you giving me that? It's a bit weird. Is it DuckDuckGo? No, that's a game. There's a search engine that isn't as it's more impartial than Google. Anyway, put that to one side. Right, so win or lose. Are you sticking with something? And don't forget the first card we had, because there is a worry about, I have to have this because I have to have it. All right? Because what about you? Wouldn't you rather have you and your ethics, morals, integrity intact? And don't get me wrong, to operate via the ego, it's incredibly difficult to bypass that, because the ego, you know, with our spiritual energies and information that we're channeling, it's about understanding the wider perspective of things, and we do have to bypass the ego in order to understand these things, okay? And it's not easy. We all have needs, we're all driven by certain things, and we have animalistic, you know, desires. We are all human at the end of the day. And sometimes it is a challenge to bypass our ego. Okay, that could also be a theme that is needing to be looked at. Now I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, in the month of December, in the whole like 20 odd days you've got left when you watch this video, I want you to release all ego, because that's totally going to happen in 20 days. Of course it isn't, because it's a lifetime thing. We don't come here for a day and then pass over and incarnate back again. The reason we have, you know, man-made time for such a length within this earthly realm is for us to progress on a spiritual, on a soul evolution, which means it's not going to be easy, which means these soul patterns are harder, you know, and therefore we do have to work past the ego, and it isn't going to take 2 seconds to do, because it's not meant to always be easy. Otherwise, how do people ever level up? How do we learn? You know, sometimes it takes a little bit more. So what I'm saying is to start becoming aware of these things. Not, yeah, in 20 days, because I'm such a great human being, I'm expecting you to all can fulfill this in 20 days. Like, spirit don't expect that. They don't, we're not freaking superwoman, you know, as much as, or Superman, as much as we probably love to think we are. And obviously, yeah, we're all highly evolved usually. We're all, you know, empowered individuals, hopefully. But we have to be realistic. There's no point putting so much pressure on the self to demand certain things, because spirit don't. They're not, again, they don't sit here and like try and crush you with the weight of these things. It's meant as an advisory. It's meant as an awareness, so that we can start working towards it. And this could be the reason I'm going off on this tangent with this, is maybe you are being uber hard on yourselves. Maybe you have had so much external pressure here that is asking you to be a certain way, and you have to do this and you have to do that. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do anything. You only have to be yourself, and you have to keep and stick to your highest, most needed kind of soul needs, soul wishes, soul purpose. Okay, as long as you're treating others with kindness, respect, as you would wish to be treated, and that you do your best, that's it. Okay, all of this information I'm giving you is advisories for you to go, is this going to resonate with me? No. Okay, next thing, does that resonate with me? Actually, it does a little bit. Great. How can we work with that information? Yeah, so again, any general reading, you take what resonates and you leave the rest. This is not a personalized reading. I don't know how many people are going to be watching this video. I can't possibly have every minute detail resonate with every single one of you, because I would be some kind of super genius. Don't know if that's kind of reachable here, you know, let's be realistic here. So do you know what I mean? It's take what resonates, see what if you sit with this information and it really does strike a chord, then you start looking into that. Take some time, spare time, to start making notes. Don't forget the scribe card we had, in order to really trace this through. Okay, win or lose, where does your ego falter? Okay, and again, I'm not attacking you when I say ego. This is not I'm not here to bully people. Funnily enough, I'm here to try and help. Where, win or lose, what do you gain and what do you lose by following this path? Okay, is it via ego, or is it via a deep need or a spiritual belief? You have to understand the difference. Okay, if you are hanging on to something, is it because of a fear of control? Let it go and see what happens, because to override that and to leave the universe to kind of take care of certain things is actually, number one, it's extremely liberating, but you'll also get gifted something from that, because what you're basically saying to the universe is, I trust you. And they're saying, okay, well, we'll trust you back and we'll give you something. And I've had it proven to me many countless times in my life. Okay, what is it that you can afford to compromise on for the betterment of you and your path? Where is ego prevalent in your life, and where is your needs on a soul level? Where is there a balance? What is it you need to be looking at? Because don't forget, this sword is in the ground. This hasn't been pulled out yet, okay? But we can see how valuable it is with this beautiful gold encrusted heart jewel in the middle, okay? So if you pull out your sword of truth, which is usually direct communication thoughts, okay, is it to harm or is it to help? Is it for you, or is it for, you know, for you on your highest and best interest in others, or is it for an ego thing? Think about this, because there's something around communication that I feel you may be tested with this month, that is probably a bit of a lesson for you. And Spirit are just saying, don't take this so personally. Make sure that you are aware this could be a lesson for you, or a test, okay? There's a lot of tests coming up. If you are encountering someone that is attacking or feels like they're triggering you, okay, don't forget, just breathe. Is it meant as a reflection for you to understand you on a deeper level, in order for you to unlock certain truths, in order for you to level up and progress? Okay, number 5 is the number of change. This is in order to unlock and free you. With Ace of Swords, this is the beginning of a new cycle. Okay, the 10 is usually the ending after the, you know, betrayal, and the Ace is usually the beginning of a brand new cycle. Okay, so it could be that you're coming out of a cycle of betrayal with this, where you're honoring yourself, but you're trying to be balanced so you're not harming others either. Okay, so again, just take it as it resonates. This is not going to resonate with absolutely every single human being that watches this video. I'm trying to get a message for absolutely everyone, because I would like to try and help best I can. That's why I do these videos. Let's see what else they want to give here. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please, for December 2019. What else can you tell us here? I feel like we might need to go to another deck fairly soon, but let's just have a look. Yeah, look. They're urging balance here. This is exactly what I've been saying. Thank you, Spirit, for confirming. This could be Libra, okay? This is also about justice and karma, okay? And again, with the male and the female, this could also be your masculine and feminine that is coming into alignment. This could also be twin flames. Again, we have another number 5 card here. That is the card for change, okay? And as you can see, look at that little symbol in the middle there. This is very galactic. This is very much kind of starseed, galactic kind of energies. The starseed mission, this could involve your leveling up to a point where you're not just helping Earth, you're going to be helping other galaxies, realms. I'm hearing Andromeda. Maybe some of you are Andromedans. I'm also hearing Orion. You may resonate with these energy centers, okay? I want to, hang on, they're trying to tell me something here, one sec. Okay, if you've been in a battle with a loved one, could be a twin flame, put your sword down. Put your sword down. That's a message for someone. It could be for more than one of you, but I'm hearing put your sword down. There is no requirement. It's like there's something about, hang on, let me just try and channel this correctly. To attack the other is to attack yourself. Okay, so what is it within you that you are hard on yourself about? Because for you to attack your own twin flame, or to be perceived as attacking, you're in fact potentially attacking yourself. So what is it? Again, don't forget that first card, negative self-beliefs, you know, that kind of negative thought pattern. Again, all that Capricorn planets in potentially the 12th house, the house of the subconscious, the house of expansion, of renewal, as a regenerating. Once you go into the first house, it's all about the regeneration, isn't it? With that Aries energy. I'm also hearing Uranus, when I feel like when that does go direct on around the 10th of January, I'm hearing fireworks. So just be prepared. Look where Uranus is in your astrological chart. If you want me to have a look into your astrology personally, email me. Again, we can do eclipse, we can do whatever you want me to look into. I'll give you pricing. Just email me information description box. Where is change needed in your life? Okay, are you used to, you know, the fighter energy, you know, that very Mars kind of in Aries or in Scorpio energy? It's like, don't forsake yourself for all others. And again, I just keep seeing someone charging with the Ace of Swords, with like, you know, like very much attacking energy. If you are in a situation where you're doing that, you have to identify where that kind of real target of energy and that anger is. Because, okay, someone's hurt you. Where does that come from? All right, you have to identify that. Where is the trigger? Because there's obviously going to be a trigger within you that is probably needing to be brought up to be healed. And honestly, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous, because every time I say this to people, they're like, what do you mean? How could you sit and be walked over like that? And I'm like, well, I don't see it as being walked over. I see it as being realistic. I usually, if someone triggers me, I thank them, because I'm just like, cool, you've actually helped me, because now I can identify what my problem is. What is my next on my list to solve? Because I don't know about you, but I want to get off this planet and get onto the good stuff. I want my holiday out there, you know? So if that means I've got to work and get this done, I'll do it. You know, I'm happy to do that. because it means I'm on to the good stuff. I level up and I can keep going until I, you know, I'm incarnate. I don't have to incarnate here anymore. That's me happy, you know, because this is a very dualistic planet. This is full of mirrors, smokes and mirrors, you know, and it's not easy. It's really not easy. So we want to try and do what we can. Where is that trigger in you that needs to be looked at and identified and nurtured? I'm just hearing inner child. And again, I keep hearing Uranus, which is the rebellious energy, okay? So again, between now and the 10th, look, especially with this next couple of days coming up, between the 9th and the 12th, 13th, look to see if, again, because we've just got Jupiter now going into Capricorn. This is, again, if you are Aquarius ascendant, and again, it could be that your planets, your Aquarius planets, could even be falling in the first house. It means Capricorn is going to be in your 12th. So have a look where your Aquarius planets fall into, what house. Again, if you go to astro.com, you can have a look. Astro Ayuda is also very good for free reports. astroayuda.net, I think, is the website, and then astro.com for more involved, more advanced astrology charts if you need that. Or you can email me. I'm just listening to what else they're going to say here. They're saying carry on, right? Okay, so again, we've got balance. So this is about reintegration, so that we can come to a point or a perspective or a place where we are calibrated in the right way, okay? And the reason for that, the reason that they're trying to do this month, and why maybe you are going to just be aware there could be some triggers here, is because they want this stability, but they also want to bring that hugely beautiful, expansive, joyous energy, that infinite abundance to you. This is not about let's just, you know, make them go mad because you know we're all a bit weird up there and that we just want to watch everyone just go a bit bonkers. It's so that you guys can come into your full strength. It's so that you guys can come into your higher alignment, your higher purpose, your path, you know, your soul mission. Again, and they're just saying this is true to mission. So again, starseeds, those that are aware of their soul mission, you're sticking to it, and good for you, okay? I'm hearing a lot of people are going to be going through very high vibrational upgrades in terms of healing, especially empaths. If you're an empath and you're resonating with this, you're probably going to start feeling like your healing ability is kicking in. Like I know empaths are usually very, they're like sponges. You put you in an environment, you absorb it all. Make sure you're doing your upkeep, your Himalayan salt baths, ideally Himalayan pink salt, that's what I use. You know, sage in your room. To be honest with you, what I do in this room now, I play room cleansing music 24 hours a day now. Because we're not messing around in here. We want the right information. We want this area clear, you know. So I do all my cleansing, my heat, you know, all of that kind of prep, and then I do the 24-hour music in this room, because we want the highest vibration in order to have an environment. Because I'm an empath healer as well. I don't want to walk into an environment where I'm like, you know, like I can't move and I can't channel. I need to be a pure vessel. Yes, I go a little bit too crazy with it because my Jupiter's just gone into Virgo, progressed. It means I'm a little bit overboard, a bit intense with it. Because I end up sort of, you know, I've removed most things from my life. Like my friends are like, Charlotte, you're well into this. But I love it. I can't help it. It's just, I don't know. I have yet to stop falling in love with this work. Because it was always my hobby. And so I'm very blessed to be able to utilise it with you guys and, you know, express myself in this way. I'm blessed to do that. But, I don't know, it's just like, it's one of those expansive things that you can never stop learning about. And as a Sagittarius ascendant, I love that. So I digress. So joy and stability, they want me to read this out from the book here. Joy and stability. Again, I keep hearing giggling from my guys now. So obviously there's something they want to, let's see, joy. Now what is this? Joy. Oh no, this is for, I feel like, here we go. See, look, I told you there's some good news coming out. Right, so this is joy and stability, and I think, in fact, this is wands. I think it's the Four of Wands. Guys, you've just had the balance card with the Four of Wands, right? That is temperance. The balance card is about temperance, heeding the call. Heeding the call. hearing the signs and seeing the signs of the universe that is allowing you to unlock a deep inner knowing to help. And I also want to say this is probably about twin flames based on the Four of Wands and the Temperance card. The Temperance can also be about long distance relationships, but it can also be about healing. I want to read both of them. This is about renewal, acknowledgement, compromise, equality, harmony, and healing. Okay. It says, if you're seeking a romantic relationship, balancing aspects of your own life will open the way to new love. Also making sure that your relationships with family and friends are in balance and will set the tone for new romance that is on its way to you. Okay, so again, if you're not currently in a partnership, you could have someone coming in. Okay. Yeah, it's just that this is an excellent time to heal discordant relationships by bringing them into better balance. Okay, and that's not just about the self, this is about for you as well. Okay, so joy and stability. It says, happiness, celebration, share, renewal. Like a beautiful summer day, this card brings joyful energy. Take a break or step back just for now from any concerns you have around matters of the heart. Spend some time in happy pursuits. Find reasons to celebrate with others. Welcome this warm, sunny energy into your life. Allow it to lift your spirits. Remember the law of attraction, and a high rate of vibration will attract all that you desire. Rejuvenate your relationships by renewing yourself. This card also speaks of a time of sharing and conversation. Lovingly open your heart and mind to people, share your thoughts, and above all, be a good listener. Feel the ebb and flow of energy as you communicate with others. You'll find that this brings increased stability and warmth to your relationships, helping you attract like-minded people into your life. So that's pretty awesome. I feel like they might want to go to another deck now. What do you want to do? They're saying keep going with this one. Okay. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus signs, please. Oh. Okay, so this I think is the Eight of Swords. Moving on. Okay, so again from the first card we had, if you are in a situation that you know is not serving you, obviously be mindful of that. But this is about moving on from certain behaviours, patterns. This is again a clarification of that. The fact that now it's kind of similar cards coming up in very different decks. Because this is mainly about emotions, and the other one was mainly about kind of karma and very strong themes generally. Again, don't forget we've just pulled the new love, so it could be that you have to move on from something before something new can come in. And again, don't forget, I know around December people are so distracted around the holidays that they don't tend to think that they can meet people. I'm sure I've just said, who is it? I know someone that had an anniversary coming up this month at the beginning. I think it's my cousin. She had an anniversary December when she met her now husband, where they've just had a little girl. So people can meet each other in December. It's not unheard of. I know most people don't tend to look for that because, again, they're so sort of distracted around the holidays. Yeah, but it can happen. Don't sort of rule yourself out of these things. Again, watch your thought forms, your thought processes. Because again, don't forget with the last card, what you think you attract. Again, with that mirroring that we saw. So just be aware of that. It can happen. There can be renewals. What they want me to go to. I feel like I want to keep pulling from this deck, but they're saying go to another one. Okay, let's go to another deck here. Which deck are we going with? They want me to go with the tarot. Okay, let's pull some. Okay, these are all freshly cleansed, as I do regularly. So this deck is all of these decks are very freshly cleansed. Usually what I do is when I'm not using them, I will leave them, I'll sage them, put them back into order, and then leave them for at least 2 days. So I will not use them so that they are very fresh. So these are extraordinarily fresh deck. Because I want to make sure that the energies are separated from the videos, obviously, you know, which is why I'm buying more and more decks, because I want, again, I was spending like millions of pounds on sage, and you know what I mean, like, and we need to make sure we're on board, you know, we're on top of it. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for the month of December. 2019, please, Spirit. I'm also seeing a pathway of two choices that you may be having to make fairly shortly. Very much Two of Wands. Okay, we've got the Three of Pentacles. This is could be about career. Maybe you've got a couple of options with career. This is about contracts, working with others. Okay, this is about working with others, joint kind of ventures, contracts. Again, could be family, friends, could be work colleagues. Working together. Maybe you're going to rely on people to cover for you. Maybe you're trying to get some time off and you want others to cover your work. Let's have a look. Let's see what other cards are coming up here. Right. Oh, look. Surprise, surprise. Okay. So we've also now got the Magician. Again, it's talking about manifestation. All right. With the Three of Pentacles, it's almost like allow others to help you, allow others to kind of alleviate any pressures or any worries or concerns. Again, recalibration of effort. So if you're delegating to people so you can focus on other things in order to manifest what it is you want. But again, you've now also pulled the Two of Swords, which is about that indecision. And again, it's a surprise that I was shuffling and it flipped out, you know, one of the first cards. This is about a direct choice. So what is it you want to manifest? Okay, do you want to work with someone, or maybe are you undecided between staying with that course, maybe moving on and meeting someone new? It could be a job, it could be a relationship. We've also got the King of Swords. Okay, this is an air sign. Leo, no, not Leo, could be a Leo. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Okay, this is usually a very definitive action, but it's usually around, it could be a masculine energy, doesn't have to be, but it's usually someone making a decision. Could be in reference to a third party. It could be you may be trying to manifest someone to come back to you who's in a third party. I'm just hearing the choice will be made, because again, we've got the King of Swords. Yes, obviously we pulled the Two of Swords with that, but a choice will, or I'm hearing a choice has been made. We've got the Seven of Wands in reverse, so this is very much usually upright, a very defensive energy. But reverse is obviously usually a lax attitude in relation to maybe previous defense mechanisms or defensive behavior. And I keep seeing someone with a sword, and again, interestingly, we're just seeing the King of Swords. Okay, King of Swords holds that clarity. We pulled the Ace of Swords, didn't we, as well? So you could be having communication around someone's true feelings, intentions. Maybe they would want to work with you, but you could also have a choice of two people with the Magician and the King of Swords. I'm also hearing tempers are fray. Page of Wands is usually communication, could be a fire sign, but it's usually a very, very sporadic, very kind of quick moving communication. I'm hearing to charge forward. It's like, could be that you try to develop something with someone and maybe previously they were defensive about it, but this time they're coming forward with truth. I'm hearing, okay, it's like someone's coming forward with truth about a situation that was previously unclear. So this is the second time we've got Judgment now, guys. This is now the second time we've had Judgment, okay, with the Two of Swords. So again, don't forget, a decision is being made, you know, to heed that call from the angels, that kind of, you know, look, let's move now, let's move forward. Someone is about to make a decision, and I feel they're going to communicate with you maybe before the decision, and then they'll be making the decision and you'll be aware of it. Okay, let's pull the last card to clarify the King of Swords. The Tower. Okay, so very much kind of that, you know, pulling the rug from underneath you energy, again, with someone making a decision. Now let's clarify the Tower. What is the Tower, please, Spirit, with the King of Swords? Disruption, disharmony. Could be that the third party's relationship they're in is coming to an end, but let's have a look. What is the King of Swords with the Tower, please? I'm hearing joint effort, but let's have a look. Could be relationships that are ending. Yeah. We've got Temperance. Okay, so this is about balance, healing, a renewal, spiritual cleanse. I'm hearing spiritual justice. Something is coming to an end, or removing foundations in order for the new to be built upon. Okay, and this is going to happen very quickly. We've got the 8 of Wands. This can be travel. Okay, we've also got Temperance, which can be also long distance communication, long distance travel. Could be a long distance relationship. All right. With the 7 of Cups that came out as well, this can be fantasy a bit. Choices, decisions. This is sometimes the dream state. Maybe you're having dreams about them. They're having dreams about you. Maybe they've dreamt of something that relates to you, or you've had dreams about them that is allowing them to make their decisions. There's something, again, I feel like this is very twin flamey, but let's have a look. What else can you tell us here, please, Spirit, with these cards? Where's 8 of Wands, 7 of Cups, and the Tower with Temperance? Yeah. Wow. Okay, so when this happens, if you do resonate with this information, we've got second time 4 of Swords here. Break, a stopgap, all right? A break. Do you remember, it's like to go in within the first information to look at the patterns of behaviour, all right? So this is going to be running parallel along to this. So while all this other situation is going on with whoever else, you need to draw your energy back in now and focus on you, because it's not quite time. And the reason I'm saying that is we've got the Star, which is Aquarius, okay? So this usually tends to be energy that is in the future. So I feel like it's going to be a bit stop-starty during this month. But when it does, you need to go back within yourself, sort of regroup and let them, you know, work through this with that Tower energy. And for you to focus on you, because it's not quite decided yet. It's like there's an ongoing kind of push-pull scenario going on here. Let's pull some outcomes, because we're into 52 minutes already. Let's pull outcomes for the month. Outcomes. Okay, so for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, please. December 2019. Outcomes, please, Spirit. What is the outcome? Wow. Serendipitous. Usually this is very lucky and very fated. Okay, so it's probably not time. It's probably something needs to be ending before something can begin. Maybe with you, maybe with the other person, maybe with both of you. But serendipity, that's usually very lucky. Very kind of fated, very Wheel of Fortune energy. It usually comes to sort of be an opening of paths when the time is just right, and it could be that this is just not the right time. Okay, and again, amazing card to end on. There is no place like home. Okay, so just because maybe something is not quite coming together in this month, it doesn't mean to say that that's, you know, all is lost and that let's just throw the towel in and that this is never going to happen. It just means the time needs to be right. Your energy needs to be right. Their energy needs to be right, okay? And it means that this is going to happen. Again, another number 5. So now we've had a few number 5s there. That's usually massive change is on its way, but we have to give it time. Everything happens in its right timing. Okay, guys, hopefully that's been of some help. This has been your reading for Aquarius for December 2019. I'm posting videos Monday to Fridays. For tomorrow's video is going to be Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus in the month of December 2019. After that, we're going on to pick a card reading. So we're going to be looking at 2020. We're going to be looking at the decade ahead. We're going to be looking at all of the really strong influences planetary-wise. Via pick a cards, we're going to be looking at karmic energy, soul contracts. If you want to put a suggestion, obviously sometimes I can't do exactly as per the wording you've asked for because I want to incorporate everyone into the pick a card that may benefit from it. But by all means, if you need to email me for personal readings, please do. Email is in the description box. Thank you everyone for liking, sharing and subscribing. It does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Everyone who's watched the length of this video, thank you. It's a long video. I do like to talk. Anyone who's watched and listened, massive kudos to you. Guys, have a wonderful Christmas and New Year wherever you are. If you don't celebrate that, have a wonderful December and take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.